And so today I woke up not feeling so good, and you might be like, wow, Andre, you get sad or you get discouraged too? Surprise, yes, actually I do. And it's just one of those mornings when you wake up and you feel uneasy and you feel heavy and you just feel like there's this weight on you, and it's like not a good feeling at all. And I mean, being raised in like a Christian background where I was constantly like bombarded with verses, like one of the verses I'd always hear a lot before is Jeremiah 29:11, where it says, like, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope. And then I'd think of that verse, and then I'd look at my life, and it felt like there is such a big gap. Because this verse says how God has good plans and how He has a future for me, but then it's like, when I look at my life, why does it seem like the opposite? Why does my reality seem like it isn't good at all? Why is it that there's brokenness in my family? Why is there dysfunction? Why is there lack? Why is it that some of my friends have left and they're no longer in my life? It's like, God, why is there all of these things when you claim to have a good future for me? And I remember before, like, I read the context of that verse of Jeremiah 29:11, and apparently, so in this verse, it was God talking to the Israelites, and during this time, the Israelites were actually prisoners. They were in exile, so that means they were trapped and taken away from their homeland and brought into the enemy's territory, where they were treated like the lowest of the low. And since they were away from their homeland, they had so much insecurity, they had fear, they felt confused, they felt lost, and all the more because these were the people of God. Like, these were God's chosen people, and it's like, here they are, they're trapped and their enemy is ruling over them. And remembering that story, it made me relate so much with them, because just like them, I felt like I'm in a place where I'm not supposed to be. I feel like I'm in a place where I'm insecure. I feel lost and I feel confused. And God, I'm your son, but why is it that all of this stuff is happening around me? But then it also made me realize that maybe I was interpreting this verse in the wrong way. Maybe I was reading this verse as kind of like a way like, oh, because God says He has good plans for my life, so that means that He has to take away all of my problems, all of my issues, everything going wrong. Because He clearly says He has good plans, so that means I shouldn't have any more problems. But then when you go back to the story, to the context of it, it doesn't say that God took away their enemies, took away their suffering, and then made everything okay in an instant. It shows how in the middle of the suffering, in the middle of everything they were going through, God gave them assurance by saying that He still has a plan. God gave them hope by saying that He still has a purpose for them. And so it made me realize that, wow, for my life, God might not take away the suffering and all the problems and issues, but in the middle of it, He will give me peace and strength and hope to get through it. And He will tell me, I still have a purpose for you. I still have a plan for you. And you are going to get through it. You are going to live out the plan I have for your life. Because where you're at right now, that's just temporary. And I feel like maybe some of you right now relate with what I'm going through, and you feel like you're caught up in the middle of this hopelessness, in the middle of this confusion, problems at home, problems in your relationships, or maybe you're experiencing lack and you don't know what to do. And I believe that in the middle of this, God is saying, I still have a purpose for you. I still have a plan for you. Don't give up. Trust in me, and I'm going to give you the strength to walk, to take another step. I'm going to give you the peace that even though things are falling apart around you, you will be able to make it through. And that's really what I'm holding on to now, because that's really all I've got. Like, yes, I can kind of try my best to fix some problems, and to some extent I can, but then pretty much what I'm going through is really beyond my control, and so all I can really do is trust. Like, God, you're the one I'm looking to for help, and I'm gonna need you to sustain me, because without you, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. And one of the other things that I've heard before is, wherever God leads you to, He will sustain you. Like, wherever you're at right now, you're not there by accident. If God has brought you there, He will sustain you. He will get you through it. And I just felt like sharing that, because maybe some of you are also in the same situation as I am, where you just feel lost and you feel confused and you feel like you're caught in between this gap of what God says and what's happening in your life, and it just stresses you out and you feel tired and discouraged. I believe that in the midst of this, God is telling you right now, hey, I still have a purpose. I still have a plan. I am going to fulfill that purpose for your life. So now, as I believe and hope and trust God with my life and everything I'm going through, I'm believing and trusting that God's going to bring you through whatever you're going through as well. He will give you the strength and the peace to get through it. Also, just want to remind you that it's okay not to always feel happy, and it's okay not to feel like you have everything together. It's just being real. So I hope this video somehow encourages even at least one of you, because if one of you gets encouraged and realizes you're not alone, I think that's honestly worth it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to make your life count. See you guys.